I'm going to do something totally different that I've never done before on a video. This video is going to be start to finish, completely unscripted. I'm going to do a meal prep and I'm going to ask ChatGPT to ask me 10 random questions, which I'm going to type in here in a second and show you that I haven't pre-scripted this. And this will be a get to know me and my channel, maybe a little bit better, maybe not. And well, I don't know. We're just going to go from there today. So it says, like, I've got my chat app up and it says, what's on your mind, Karen? So I've got my microphone on and I hope it works today because, you know, I'm old, 62, and sometimes there's still a learning curve. So it says, what's on my mind today? So I've got it set to what I am going to call the Claude, I think it's Claude or something, Sonnet, or no, Opus, Claude Opus. Okay, ask me 10 random questions about myself so my friends on YouTube can get to know me better. Know me better about my life and my weight loss journey. Does that work? Because that's my channel, right? So that'll work. Okay, so ask me 10 random questions. So I'm going to generate. Okay, there we go. I've got them working on that. While they're doing that, I just went to the store because I'm going to make some, you know, those Lego waffles. Remember those terrible things that I fed my kids for sure? Maybe you did too. I'm going to make some today, low carb keto version, but cinnamon toast in my Chaffle. And then there'll be a meal prep so that you can just put them in your toaster when your kids are going to school. And it's easy for you. You can freeze them and put them in there. And then it's a good, clean ingredient and it's healthy and it's going to be great for benefits for health issues for all of us because the sugar, sorry if that was loud, the sugar is what is so bad in all the chemicals and crap that they put in there. So I just went to the store to get some mozzarella cheese because it does call, like I made it up the other day, so it is a total Karen original, but I did put a couple tablespoons of the mozzarella cheese. And the reason I do that is because it binds it together and it does give it a better crunch. I'll try to be quieter with the tools here because I know I've got my mic on. I don't need this. Okay, so I'm going to get the cheese started and then I'm going to ask myself the first question that it's asking me. So bear with me because, like I said, I'm not going to edit this video today. I'm going to just do it raw and do it unscripted, unedited, and have ChatGPT help me. So there's my messy fridge. So let's go, guys. I'm very excited. Okay, so I got to maybe get my glasses. So the first one, it's asking me, I just got to set this up. What motivated you to start your weight loss journey? Oh my gosh. Okay. So it didn't ask me specific enough, but I'll tell you a little bit of backstory. So, and my husband and I were just talking about this in the car on the way to the store. So what happened is when I was about 15 years old, 16, I stopped eating at home because I was out with my boyfriend. I lived in Missouri at this time. And I wanted to, you know, be out with my friends, partying and having a good time all the time. And so I started eating out fast food. So the weight started creeping on. So that, I hate to admit this, but even back then, and this was like 1978, 79, I started taking like diet supplements. Like that's what doctors used to prescribe back in the 70s for our mothers was weight loss. It was like speed. It was called like Black Beauties, like no lie, this is for real. And, this is probably like the worst thing, but that's what we used to take, like our mom's Dexatrim and weight loss drugs. So that's what started my weight loss journey is I stopped eating the good food that we were having at home and started eating out fast food as a teenager, and I started getting fat. That's number one. I wonder if I turn this on, if it's going to be too loud in your ear. I sure hope not, because like I said, I'm doing this completely unedited today. So that's going to be number one. I got to get a thing to get this cheese because I just like I said, I just need a little bit of mozzarella. So I'm not going to be running this long to do the whole block and annoy you guys, okay? But I'm just going to do a little bit of the first one. So the second question is, can you describe any specific challenges you faced while trying to lose weight? I wonder if it's going to ask me just 10 weight loss things. Did I? Oh, see how, if you watch, I have my cheese video, how I make cheese on here. If you don't want fillers and stuff, you should buy a KitchenAid with this and grate your own cheese. And then it's got no chemicals, no caking agent. So I'll get back to question number 2. I need the attachment because you just saw that fall through. Okay, so I'm going to go with the small little grater here. Okay, and you can watch that video and you can see how I do it, but I'm just going to do it really quickly. Okay, good. That's done. Okay, so can you describe any specific challenges you faced while trying to lose weight? It's like, okay, Chatley, are you serious? Like anybody who knows, anybody who's watching this knows that everything about food and dieting is a challenge. Like, yes, what I just said in question number 1, that started my 45 years of yo-yo dieting. That Dexatrim and Black Beauties and fast food, not eating at home the good whole foods, like our grandmas, we used to walk in and our grandmas had on our table, or our moms, that's what started it. So the challenges were that I have been on every single diet, and I didn't even realize up until like when I was in Mexico what food noise was. I didn't even know what food noise was until 2 months ago, but I've had it for my whole life. So the challenges, yeah, they've been a lot. They've been horrible. They've been long and a hard journey. And I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Like I hope this helps somebody. I hope somebody finds some kind of sanity with stopping the cycle of what I went through, because yeah, it was absolute hell and still is. And like I was watching my new friend eat like it's 1965, and it's like the guilt we feel as moms. Wow. Yeah, that's the worst of all. So I'm going to move over here because we're going to start the chaffle. I got to get the ingredients for it too, but I'm going to do that. So yeah, that's a little emotional because I put a lot of my kids and myself, and my son, who just called me today about his numbers because he's got autoimmune disease, just called me about his numbers. I was talking to him about meat and stuff, and he's like, Mom, I would never take diet advice from you. Everything you put us through, and like all the low fat and the low carb and the margarines and all the bad stuff, and it's terrible. Guilty. I don't think this microphone is on. Is this microphone on? Oh, maybe it is. I don't know. For you guys' sake, I hope it's on. Okay, this is what it's like doing a live, kind of a live. Okay, number 3, what is your favorite healthy meal or snack that you've discovered during your journey? Okay, well, let me tell you what started the journey. I'll tell you that in just a second. I got to grab a few ingredients. I know you can hear me even though I'm off camera because I have my microphone on for once. Okay. So my cousin, a lot of you that don't know me don't know that I was on a reality TV show in Canada, and I was in 2017. And I got out and I was on Facebook one day and my cousin had posted, and I got really thin again inside the house. That's what I was going to tell you. And so I got down again into the 140s where I'm always happy at. And that's a good weight for me. And I love being, and if I can get down to 135, which I think I was probably at 135 when I left the Big Brother house, that is like the perfect weight for me. I love that weight so much. And I am one of those people that grew up in the, in the 60s. I was born, so I get hung up on it, of the scale still. And I hope that, I someday can break that. But right now, no, I still get hung up on the scale. I still weigh myself every single day. I wish I didn't, but it is the torturous side of this. So, and I'm going to put all these ingredients of what I'm making, these chaffles. But like I said, I'm just doing the meal prep right now. So, and I'm just basically talking to you. So far in the bowl, I put almond flour and flax seed. So, a little bit of flax seed, which will help bind it together. The mozzarella cheese, you just saw me grate. I just take a couple handfuls like that, and I just put it in like a pinch and a half of that. Okay, so far that's what we've got in here. Now, before I get back to my story, I'm going to add the rest of these ingredients so I can start. My sea salt, a little bit of sea salt. What else did I put in the other day? They were so good, you guys. I was so happy. I didn't put vanilla. I put, let me see, salt. Maybe, I don't know. Did I put vanilla? I can't remember. And I got to tell you, you got to buy your kids these two syrups. This one for sure. This Walden's I got, I think in Kansas City. And this one, zero sugar, I bought online. I got to just think for a second what I put in this, because I make everything off the top of my head, so I'm not a big recipe person. So big heaping thing of allulose. Oh yeah, then cinnamon, because we're making cinnamon toast. So, look guys, I almost put chili powder in it. That would have been horrible. Cinnamon. Okay, so far I have salt, cinnamon, allulose, a little bit of the mozzarella, the flax, the almond flour. I don't know if I put vanilla. I don't think I did, but I'm going to today. This is the stuff I bought when I was in Mexico. You can also watch when I made ice cream and caramel sauce in my hotel room in Mexico. That was fun. I love food projects. The other day I just made butter for the first time. So fun. And then the last ingredient, because if you don't want a real eggy cheese taste, put the mozzarella and then put a little bit of this egg. Egg whites is good. Okay, I just put a dollop of that. So I'm just going to lean this down so you can see my bowl for a second. And then we'll get back to my questions. So I just want you to see the consistency of this as I do it up. And I just put a little bit of the egg white. And then when I do the egg white, I'll get this out of your way. I just want to make sure the consistency is good. Because I'm telling you, your kids will love these, you guys. Love these, and they're low carb, and they're good for them. Not the stuff that I used to buy that I thought was good for my kids in the 90s. It was terrible. Okay, this is a good consistency. Okay, now I'm going to go back to me. I'm going to set this up so I can read it. And I'm going to heat up the waffle maker. And while I do that, I will tell you the rest of the story if I can remember where I was. Okay. Oh, okay. So what happened is how I got started after I got out of the Big Brother house. My cousin, I was on Facebook one day, which I hate Facebook, so don't try to find me on Facebook. I don't use it at all, except for Marketplace sometimes. That's why I basically have no account. So, you know, I'm not a snob on Facebook. I just don't like it. And she had a lemon pound cake, which I have here on my channel from old school, like 7 years ago. And it is the most delicious cake. And I thought, if you can eat cake and be on a diet, where do I sign up? Like, I'm in. Like, it just took me nothing to be convinced, because somebody like me who has tried every diet app, who's paid for everything, who's wasted so many years in this cycle, I was looking for something, but I got to be honest, like these last 7 years, it's been up and down and nonsensical. And I'd be kidding you and lying to myself if I say that I'm healed or completely, like mentally, I'm still completely screwed up when it comes to food, but I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to find what really works for me. And, you know, lately I'm thinking maybe more carnivore, ketovore works for me, but I'm not quite there. As you can tell, I'm making my version of low carb Legos. Like, remember that commercial, Lego My Ego? Those were the days. That's the start of all of the crap that they started feeding us in the US and Canada in the 70s. And it's been downhill ever since. So my little Dash waffle maker is just heating up right here, and my dough's just sitting here. And I'm just going to get out one little rack so that I can put them on so they kind of crisp up a little, like, you know, like aren't hot and soft when I put them in the bag to put them in the freezer. Excuse me. So I'm going to put all this stuff up, and then we're going to start our prep. So anyway, the lemon pound cake is definitely what started my journey. Okay, my next one says, how has your mindset changed since you started focusing on your health and fitness? Well, okay, that's twofold, because my mindset is still shifting and changing and evolving. Like things that I thought even from January when I was in Mexico with the tracking and the macros and the counting, because, you know, I'm just so worried that I'm going to get really fat again, that it's an evolution. Like, I don't know if ever in our lives we should ever 100% like not stop growing our mindset and changing. I don't think that that's, you know, I don't think there was the shift. The shift was when 2018, when my cousin said I could have 11 pound cake and be on a diet. I was like, okay, I'm in. That was the first mindset shift. Now I just learned about what food noise was. I've got a video here when Oprah taught me that, like just, you know, in the last 6 months. Shockingly, I just, as old as I am, and I just learned what food noise was. I mean, it drove me crazy. But you know what quiets food noise, you guys? Being satiated. And you know what does that for me? Meat, like for real. This is avocado oil spray, but for some reason in Canada, they put the plastic thing on. When you took that off, the whole thing came off. But that's what it is. It's just that. So I'm just going to spray a little on here. And I'm going to move this so you can see again what I'm doing. Well, I'm making these. Oh, it won't go any lower. I'll have to tilt it a little. Okay, there. So I'll tilt it. So let's make our first one to get this food prep going for these. Okay. Oh, I didn't put enough dough. I do that a lot. Mine are always like a strange shape because I never put enough dough. Anyway, this is the first one. So I just test them and put them up and down. You know, this to me, like cooking isn't hard. I just kind of wing it and do it as I go. So let's go to the next question while we're doing that one. Okay. Number 5. What are some small victories you've celebrated along the way? Gosh, I wish it wouldn't just be focusing totally on weight in all honesty, because I'm not there 100%. I'm not that far. Some small victories. Well, I'm sure it's like most people. Once you lose the weight, you're ecstatic, you're happy, you think that it's over, you're going to be in this for the rest of your life. And then for me, it just starts, the balloon of the yo-yo starts over and over, and carbs and the sugar are the ones that send me off the cliff. So to me, it's never over. Like, if the minute I go off the wagon, I call it, or fall, like, I just don't try to beat myself up anymore. I say, like, again, in another one of my videos, top 10 things, don't beat yourself up. Just the next meal, make the next best good choice. That's all you can do. Like, gotta not beat yourself up. Number 6, how do you stay motivated on days when you feel discouraged? That's a tough one for all of us. I feel discouraged a lot, like most people in life. Things don't go your way, you don't get the promotion, work sucks, like whatever's happening. It's not quite done. You know what? Sometimes I think the best thing when you feel discouraged is just stop doing what you're doing. Go for a walk, call a friend, go watch a funny movie. Like, just try to get yourself in a different headspace. Like, honestly, that's what I would say. That would be the best. Number 7, can you share a memorable moment or experience that brought you joy during your journey? Yeah, I'll tell you one. Yeah, my journey was being pregnant with my last child in 1996. I was pregnant with my 3rd child. I was going to real estate school, which I just retired from after 30 years. And I ate whatever I wanted without thinking, kind of what I do now. So those were the happiest times in my life, except I'm eating 2 different ways. Then I was walking into Baskin Robbins ordering triples as a pregnant woman and thinking, this is my last baby. I gained 60 pounds. I'm going to eat whatever I want, unrestricted. And I was happy, because food makes us happy, doesn't it? Like, I love food. Food makes us happy. I got to get this off of here. Okay, so this is what my first one looks like. I'm going to put it on the rack. I'm going to spray a little bit more and go to number 2 and answer another question. Let me just get the dough on here, because there's, I don't make big preps like I used to, because I don't have a big family anymore. Okay, so that one's cooking. Let's go. Number 8, what role has exercise played in your weight loss, and do you have a favorite workout? Yes, I do. Here's the thing, and this is going back to when I was 17 years old, Arizona. I moved from Missouri to Arizona to go to Arizona State. I started walking because the campus was huge. And I noticed that my butt lifted from just walking, because I always just drove in a car everywhere. We lived in the country, and I went to school and high school in the city. And I never did any exercise really outside of summer there, golf and swimming, but walking. So what I started doing is I set my goal for walking at 4,600 steps a day, which is totally obtainable, which is totally doable, and doesn't put any pressure. Most days I get way more steps than that, like 7,000 or 8,000 is probably an average. But by setting a minimum bench, knowing, and if I have a very heavy carb meal, like I do go off the wagon, if you do a 15 or 20-minute walk, it will help you burn that glucose first. So, and now I've started actually with YouTube. I've started doing, like, here in my kitchen in the morning, drinking my coffee, I do like leg things, hold your things, do balance exercises on a channel. I think it's called Yes to Next. And I love them. The little mom and the daughter, it's so cute. I love this channel. So yeah, and they're like 15 or 20-minute strength training. So if you were looking to get started, I do all the beginner stuff, and then I do my 4,600 minimum steps every day. and it works for me, keeping the weight off. Okay, number 9. How do you deal with cravings or temptations in your diet? Well, you're watching me do it live. I deal with them because I take the old food that I used to eat that was terrible. Here's my next one. And I make a low carb version that I imitate, that tastes like it, that satisfies me. That's what I do. Now, it's like, what time is it? It's like afternoon, and I already ate breakfast this morning, but I'm going to have one of these because I don't know that they taste good because I haven't tasted them. I mean, this batch, I've made them the other day. And I just want you guys to know that I'm not trying to do BS, that I'm really trying to make good content, good food. And I hope you find value in this. And if you do, please give it a like and subscribe and share it, or tell your friends that they can eat lemon pound cake and lose weight too if they want. It's not just some sacred thing that I have all to myself. Like, it's really possible. So of course, no good waffle would be good without butter. So I'm going to take some butter and put it on my waffle here before. And then I'm going to, I like this syrup of the two best. Like, if I'm being real, this Vermont sugar-free, low-calorie syrup fortified with 6 vitamins and minerals. This one, maple syrup. I know Canadians like maple syrup better, but I'm American and I like the regular pancake syrup taste, which is Denny's. I love Denny's pancake syrup that was made in the 60s in a basement in a lady's house. And that's what I like. So I'm going to put this syrup on. There's my syrup. And now we'll take a good bite of this. And then I will read the next 2. Oh no, that was number 9. That was 9. Here we go. Ready? I'm not even hungry. So good. So freaking good. One of the reasons I want to do this live, so you, my friends, my YouTube friends, see, this is how I really am. In my kitchen, unscripted. This is Karen. You're here just like if you were sitting across the table there at me. This is what I'm like. You guys, so good. Now, I'm going to tell you one other thing about these. You can heat them up in the toaster and they'll become a little bit more crunchy. You could put them in the air fryer and heat them back up as well. But they're just a great alternative for breakfast. And they don't taste eggy and they don't taste cheesy. I promise. This is what they look like. I promise. I promise you guys. Maybe that was our thumbnail. Oh, yeah. Anyway. Oh, I'm getting a little brown. I'm not used to you guys being here when I'm filming. Okay. Last one. Last one's coming up in our last question. This has been fun. I don't know if I'm going to do this regularly, but I thought I'd try something different, you guys. I need to put out a video. And I thought, you know what? What if I do something totally raw and authentic today for you guys? What would you think? I don't know. We'll find out. I'm just going to rinse this. This is why you see me doing so much editing, because I'm constantly cleaning up the kitchen so it doesn't be a mess when I'm... Okay. I hope you get some value from my channel. Whatever your weight loss journey is, your struggles, your pains, I'm here. Honestly, I am. Okay. And number 10. What advice would you give to someone just starting their own weight loss journey? You know what I'd tell you is don't give up. It's hard. It's been hard for me for 45 years. It's going to be hard for me for the rest of my life. It might be hard for you. There's things that we can do, there's steps that we can take to make it easier. And it starts with eating real whole food. I promise you. If you get rid of the processed foods and the sugars, it will get better. And I just did a video the other day of the 10 things. If you don't know where to start, of what I did 2 years ago, I went, I'll just tell you one more story. I went to my son's wedding in March of 2024, and I hadn't seen the pictures. And they sent me the pictures, and I didn't realize how fat I had gotten again. And I was shocked. And I just had a lady the other day, like, tell me you're not even, like, you look like a thin person. To me, maybe I was only 15 or 20 pounds. Like, I lost 17 pounds. I've probably lost 20 now, but I was fat, mentally and physically. And the struggles of weight, they're real. And these 10 things, because I was just like, what can I do again? And I just committed back to low carb. And I just basically did a 2-week reset and eliminated more than I added. And I was still tracking the carbs on the app, on the Weight Watchers app, which I hate Weight Watchers, but I did like their app. But now I've deleted all that and canceled it. But I just tell you to start. Just like people say, like, I want to start a YouTube channel, just start the weight loss journey. And if you screw up a meal, then you just do the next best, choice, the next meal. That's all you do, guys. That's it. You don't beat yourself up. You have to eat the rest of your life. Don't make it harder than it is. Don't do what I did, basically. I want you to have more peace and grace in your life than I have given myself in a million years of this struggle with weight. That's the advice. Just start. And if you screw up, and if you go off, and if you eat the pizza and the Doritos and the soda pops and whatever, forget about it, and then just make the next best good choice the next meal. Thanks for popping in, guys. I'm Karen Singbiel. I'll see you on my next video. Take care.